Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today I am reviewing the Dara FitTrack Smart Body Scales. As always, before we begin, give this video a like. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notified when I release future content. So today we have the Dara FitTrack Smart Scales. These scales use bioelectrical impedance analysis, which means they use electrodes to send a non-invasive current around the body. This current is then picked up on the opposite side. So if it sends a current from the left side to the right, so it goes through the left leg up and down, and it's received by the electrodes on the right. This then uses calculations and magical algorithms to work out your body metrics. We will then go into each metric later on when we look at the app. The scale measures roughly 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. The top plate is a high quality glass finish with 4 electrode plates on the top. On the back of the scales, it has 4 feet, and each of the feet have a non-slip cover. On the back, we also have the battery compartment, and inside you have the switch to change it from kilograms to pounds, etc. Now for the scale, the maximum weight allowance is 400 pounds, which works out to 181 kilos. Obviously, a quite large person can use this, maybe not Eddie Hall, but most other people can. The smallest amount for the scale that can be weighed is 6.6 pounds, which is 2.9 kilograms. So perfect for children, or maybe your 4-legged friends. Price-wise, the scales can vary from £60 to £100. I have put 2 links in the description, one for the actual FitTrack's website and one for Amazon, if you would like to check them out. Looking at all of the scales on the market, they are not the most expensive and they are not the cheapest. The scales offer a lot of body composition metrics, which we'll get onto later on when we look at the app itself. The scales look nice, they have a great build quality and are very easy to use. You can use them without the app if you just want to use them as a scale. Now, let's have a look at the app. So we're in the app. On the main screen, we have login, register. If you want to register, you just put an email and a password that you choose and click register. It does the same as logging in. So I already have an email and password, so I'm just going to enter my details. Once my details are in, I'm just going to press login. Okay, then after we've logged in, we get this screen where we have to add a member. So we have to add ourselves to the system. So first of all, we choose a nickname. So mine's going to be boring. Mine's going to be Tom. Date of birth. Yep, I'm old. We know that. Choose male or female. I'm male. Height 190 centimeters, well I'm actually 190.5, but we won't be pedantic. Target weight, so I should be 77 kilos. Yeah, not gonna happen. So I would like to be 95 kilos, let's put that. So then you have APP mode. So you either have general or athlete. So your general mode is for your average person. Most people should really put general as the starting point, and then as you get more into your fitness journey and as you progress, you can then put athlete. So as it says, this setting is designed for individuals who lead active lifestyles. If you exercise vigorously 3 to 5 days a week or have a physically demanding profession, athlete mode is meant to provide you with more accurate results. So it gives you a slightly higher BMR, it works out your protein a little bit higher, it works out your muscle mass a little bit more accurately. So I will choose athlete mode. And once all that's entered, we press OK. Are you sure to use this nickname? After clicking OK, the nickname cannot be modified. Yep, I'm pretty certain I want to be called Tom. Right, that brings us to this page. So you have your ID, you can manage members from here, you can manage your reminders if you want it to remind you when to weigh yourself, etc. If we go into units first, so you can change it to kilogram, pound or stone, and on the height unit you can have centimeters or inches, depending on which one you want. You just give it a press. So I'll keep it in kilos and I'll keep it in centimeters for height. So if we go back, you then have your device. So at the minute I haven't paired the device up, which I'll do in a second, so just click pair later. Then from there you've got feedback, FAQ, about us, Google Fit, Fitbit. Yes, you can link this app and link the devices to your Fitbit and to Google Fit if you want to. Okay, so we're now going to weigh ourselves. So what we do is make sure that the Bluetooth is connected on the phone, give the scales a little tap, that will weight them up, and then what you'll get is, like you can see at the top, it says connected. That means both are paired up. If you're going to weigh yourself to see all the metrics, you need to make sure you are not wearing any socks. This is so the electrodes can use the non-invasive current, pass it through your body to give you the readings. With everything connected, I'm not wearing any socks, I'm going to step on the scales. So it is weighing me. It is now analysing my data and the test is done. I can now get off the scales. If you wish to just use the scales as a weighing scale rather than using the metrics, you can leave your socks on. The scale gives 17 different body health metrics. Okay, so we'll now go through all the metrics. So right at the top is your mean weight. Then in the white with the actual metrics, put your weight. So this is your most current weight or the most recent weight of what you've weighed on the scales. As you can see, mine is classed as high. It's classed as high based on the BMI and other things. Don't take that as anything good or bad, just again something for you to look at. Next one, again talking about BMI. BMI from 24 to about 30 is classed as high. 30 and above is classed as obese. Anyone who trains or builds muscle mass will probably be in the high range. BMI is nothing to go by. It is very good as a starting point just to see where you fit, and then you can look at it further on. As a metric on its own, it's rubbish. As you can see, it's mine. Then we have body fat percentage. So body fat percentage on 14.5%. That's about accurate, that's about normal. It's not the most accurate way of testing yourself, there is other ways, but again, there is no real need to know your exact body fat percentage, but it's a good metric to know. And again, as we go through the process of exercising, whether you want to lose weight, we can use that as a metric. So say you're 25% body fat, and it starts to come down to 22, 23, we know we're going in the right direction. Again, if you're the opposite and you want to actually build muscle and lean up, we can use that as a metric as it's coming down. Then we have muscle rate. So muscle rate is the physical health and strength can be calculated using the proportion of muscle weight and height. So it's basically using your health. All this does is take your weight and your height and the amount of muscle you've got over your body to guess your muscle rate. So as you see, mine is 69.3%. Then we have body water. This is how hydrated you are. So optimum water content as a percentage in relation to body composition can boost the body's ability to burn fat, which increases the metabolic rate in healthy individuals. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Reducing body fat and increasing muscle mass increases your BMI. Increasing your water, I don't believe does. Maybe wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Yeah, you should drink water when you're dieting for many reasons, but it's not to increase your BMI. But anyway, as long as you're not in the low end, standard to high is pretty good. With bone mass. So this is how dense your bones are basically. So in later life, you can suffer with osteoporosis. Females are more likely to get it as well, especially if you have children, etc. So this is something to be mindful of, and it's a good metric to go by. So this is your bone mass percentage. This is the density of your bones. So the mineral content, mostly calcium and phosphorus, and bone matrix, so your collagen, fibre, ground substance, inorganic salts within a certain volume of bone. Bone mass is good as a metric to look at sometimes, especially as you get older. Osteoporosis is a big thing, and bone density is one of those things that is a good mark to look at. As long as you're not in the low range, standards to high, it's pretty good. Then BMR, this is your basal metabolic rate. This is how much energy you use at rest or when you're not doing anything. I've got two figures here. I don't know why there's two figures, but one says 1,880 calories and one is 1,928 calories. I would go towards the 1,928 calories for myself because I'm very active. But an easy way to increase your BMR is to increase your muscle mass. The more muscle you have on your body, the higher your BMR can be. The body requires a lot of energy to maintain muscle mass. Then we have protein rate. Protein is vital for building and maintaining organs, muscle and tissue. Well, we know that. So this is just giving you a rough example of how much protein is in the system, I believe. It's not really a metric that we care about, but it's on there. Then we have metabolic age. So my metabolic age is 29, which is good. It's a little bit less than what I actually am. So basically your metabolic age, it uses all the data it's got. It looks at statistics of people within that age group, and then that's how it says, well, that's the age that your metabolic age is. So again, metabolic age is something good to look at over a long time or over a period of time, because you can bring it down quite well by as you get fitter, you can bring that down. So this is the visceral fat index. So extent of visceral fat indicates the likelihood of health-related factors occurring. If you have too much visceral fat, that's too much fat around your organs, that is linked to a lot of metabolic conditions, a lot of metabolic diseases. So you want that right down the bottom in the standard area. High and very high is a worry, so you want it down in the low end towards the standard. And subcutaneous fat. So subcutaneous adipose tissue is fat located between the outer layer of the skin and the connective tissue. So for me, I have a lot of fat around my waist. That is where I store most of mine, unfortunately. Some people store a lot on their back, some people on their bums, some on their legs. So that is something for me that I need to bring down. Standard weight is your ideal weight based on your BMI. Load of rubbish, ignore that one. Weight control. So basically how much weight I need to lose to get into my standard weight. Yeah, bye-bye. I say that to me. For me personally, it's a load of rubbish. But for other people, it will be something you want to look at. I wouldn't go all the way to your standard weight though, because if you're going to start gaining muscle by doing resistance training, which I recommend greatly, it's going to be very difficult to get down to your standard weight. Then we have fat mass. So this is looking at my body composition and the amount of fat I have. So I'm below the standard and low range, so that's not too bad for me. You want it to be towards the low end standard range if you can. So weight without fat, so basically just imagining that I've got no fat in my body, and that's what it would be. Muscle mass is the amount of muscle on the body. As it says, total muscle weight includes skeletal, cardiac and smooth muscle. So smooth is like muscles inside the stomach, cardiac is obviously the heart, skeletal muscle is the muscles that are attaching to the skeleton. Then we have protein mass. So this is the amount of protein that's within your body. Again, it's not really a metric that matters, but it's there. And then at the bottom we have weight, when we did it, what time. I personally use these scales and I've recommended them to friends and family in the past. Everyone who uses them agrees that they are a great scale and they have helped them to reach their goals. If you would like to check these out yourself, There is a link in the description. I hope you've enjoyed today's review. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you would like to see more of this guy, you can find me at Facebook and at Instagram. Go check it out. Until next time, stay safe. Farewell.